How much does it really cost to build a home here in West Michigan? Do you think building a home in West Michigan is too expensive? A lot of people have that idea. Let's jump into the cost today, and you might find it's not nearly as bad as you think. I'm Nick Belmore, and I'm a local realtor here in West Michigan. And today, we're gonna take a look at what it costs to build a home here in our area. If you might be thinking about new construction this year, or even wondering, hey, is this the right move for me? Pay attention because we're gonna break down a lot of important factors when it comes to buying new homes here in our area. There's a couple of categories that we need to focus on when we start breaking down cost for new construction homes in West Michigan. First, and probably some of the most important to look at, is base price. Every single builder talks to you about the base price. No question about that. You drive by the sub, you see that big old sign out, it's fancy, and it says home starting from the low 400s. Base price is important, but most builders, as they start to advertise base price, are really talking about the most stripped down model on the least appealing lot. So if you're looking at new construction, base price is important, but it's probably not a reflection of ultimately the home you're looking to buy most of the time. Number two, lot premiums. Starting with base price, yeah, that's important. That's the model, it's kind of stripped down. But the first choice that most people face when they're looking at this process is the lot. And lot premiums can absolutely make a difference. There's a few things that can send the price up when we start to look at lot premiums. Number one, backing up to privacy, whether it's a woods or fields or a body of water, a river, any of those type of things, those are absolutely going to increase the cost of your lot at that stage. The other thing we have to look at is how is the lot set up? Is it just a flat piece of land, a standard lot with a standard basement? Okay, then it's probably going to be similar. But if we're looking at a sloped lot that either accommodates a daylight basement window or a walkout basement at that stage, those can absolutely start to increase the lot premiums as well. Sometimes by as much as $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 between the privacy, the size, and oftentimes the way the lot has been excavated if it is going to allow for those daylight or walkout basements. Number three, upgrades and customization. This is another one that can oftentimes be frustrating for new construction buyers. Going through and looking at the upgrades and customizing a home also can stack money onto the base price. Just with countertops alone, costs can vary $7,000 to $10,000 in many models depending on what you're choosing for the material of the countertops. So when we start to dive into the options and the upgrades with homes, they can very quickly spiral out of control with price. And oftentimes for some of these luxury things, the cost of putting something in isn't even close to the improvement. A lot of times for people buying new construction, it especially comes back to their enjoyment of the home. Walkout basements with stone patios and outdoor kitchens are often super beautiful, but can add $50,000 to $75,000 to even $100,000 depending on what you're putting into it, into the cost of building that dream home. And oftentimes, as beautiful as that outdoor kitchen might be, we're not seeing it raise the price of the home in the eyes of the appraiser by the same amount of money. So we really want to pay attention when it comes to customization and upgrades when we're going through the process, just to make sure that it doesn't balloon the budget out of control. A few things that really make sense in this process is prioritizing. What are the upgrades that are most important to you? And ultimately, we find that people really do focus on the ones that make the most difference in their day-to-day lifestyle, and they typically let go of some of the luxury items that don't really matter to them ultimately in the end, especially when it comes to hitting that appraised value. Number four, some of our soft costs that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Nick, what do you mean? What are soft costs? Well, there's a couple of things that are important in here. Number one, the cost of permits. Number 2, site prep. Now let me say this, when you're buying in a subdivision, site prep usually doesn't vary as much. But especially if you're looking at a custom lot, you could have 10 acres and maybe the house is way at the back and all of a sudden the driveway is 700 to 800 yards of driveway to get access, or maybe the soil isn't great for drainage. It didn't pass a perk test originally and now you've doubled the cost of your septic field with an engineered field. Or sometimes maybe power is really far away and it could be an extra $7,000 to $10,000 to bring power from where it is to the house where you're going to need it. These are a few of the things that can drastically change the cost without really giving you tangible changes in the home. Nobody really is ever excited to pay that connection fee for the power, but at the same time, nobody wants a house without power. So what's the distance from the existing power to where you need it? And a couple of other factors are important things to consider when you're looking at building a new home. Last but not least, as we start to get into it, it's really about budgeting and how much do you expect to pay for your new construction home. When we start to get into some of the basic price ranges here and we start to look at spec homes, let's just say, a lot of them will range from that $350,000, $380,000 to that $450,000 to $490,000 range here in our area. As we start to get into the semi-custom homes, where you're really getting a little bit more detail, oftentimes we see that $500,000 to $750,000 range for a lot of those types of homes. Usually a little bit bigger estates, those types of things. And when we get into custom homes, this is one of those ones where really things can vary a lot. And so we typically see anywhere from that $750,000 up to that $1 million plus, depending on the type of the home, the location, and all of those different aspects. Oftentimes, timeline is another important factor. And of course, when do you want to be in can make a huge difference. Looking at the same categories again, a lot of our spec homes, they're typically ready in 3 to 5 months because many of these builders started the construction process early before they went out and hit the market. On our semi-custom homes, well, a lot of those can go anywhere from 5 to 10 months in our marketplace. While building times have gotten a little bit quicker because there's not the big wait queue that there used to be 2 to 3 years ago when interest rates were super cheap, we still really want to be time conscious as we look at these different pieces. And when it starts to come to custom homes, from lot development to architecture to really getting the right type of product for this customer, things can take anywhere from 1 year to 2 years on some of these properties. In some custom homes, just developing the lot alone into a buildable lot can take 7 to 8 months to 1 year. So time frame is definitely an important piece if you're considering a new construction home today. Building isn't just about the sticker price. Between lot, upgrade, all the different things that go into it, it's really important to make sure that you have a solid plan moving forward that's going to fit your budget and going to fit your timeline. And if you're thinking about new construction in the West Michigan area, reach out to me. I can connect you with some of our top local builders so you can start to do the research and find out, is the product you want in the price range that these builders can provide it for. And we're not just stuck with one, we can look at them all here in West Michigan. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.